Welcome back. Today we are talking about the plate method. The plate method is a tool that we can use to help us plan our meals. You may have seen the plate method before, but basically it is a model of what a balanced meal can look like. So you'll notice that the plate is divided up into 4 parts. Each quarter represents a different food group. So there's grains, proteins, fruits, and vegetables. And then there's a 5th group as well, which is the dairy group. The plate method is a good guide, but it doesn't mean you have to hold fast to it at every meal. If you don't get a certain food group in at a meal, no worries. You can always fit it in later during one of your snacks. I do this a lot with fruits. I don't really like to eat fruit at my meals, but when I'm hungry for a snack, I'll try and opt for fruit to get my fruit servings in. You can do the same thing with vegetables. If you're not a fan of vegetables at some of your meals, like I know a lot of people won't eat vegetables with breakfast, especially if they're not having eggs or something savory, you can always get your veggies in during your snack times. I'm going to show you some real life examples of basing meals off of the plate method. So when I cook my meals and plate them, I do usually try to follow the plate method myself. So I wanted to show you some examples of what that looks like. The plate method is used to balance out your meals to be sure that you're getting something from each different food group. We don't want to leave out any of the food groups. So if you're eating mostly just proteins and grains or starches, you might be filling your plate with those things, but not having enough fruits or vegetables. Or it could be that you're not getting enough grains on your plate as well. With a lot of the fad diets that go around, they seem to target grains. So if we model our meals after the plate method, you'll find that you're getting a little bit of each food group, which is important because each food group has different nutrition to offer. Grains are an important source of energy because grains have carbohydrates. Carbs are what our body uses to make glucose, and the glucose is what gives our cells the energy they need. Grains also are a source of B vitamins, and when we choose whole grains, they provide fiber too. Fruits are also a source of energy as they have carbohydrates, but they also have antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals. Vegetables provide vitamins and minerals, antioxidants, and fiber as well. And if you choose starchy vegetables, those will also provide you with some energy. Proteins will provide protein and are also going to be a source of fat. Dairy is a really good source of calcium and vitamin D. It also provides protein, magnesium, potassium, phosphorus. So for this meal, my vegetables will be onion and spinach. And my protein will be eggs and cheese. My grain at this meal will be 2 slices of whole grain toast. My dairy will be from the cheese as well. I don't always get dairy when I'm eating my meals throughout the day, so I'll also try and get some dairy servings at my snack times. There's a lot of good nutrition in dairy. Now, there are a good amount of people who cannot tolerate dairy, if they're lactose intolerant or allergic, or just individuals who really don't want to eat dairy, they choose not to, and that's okay. There's a lot of other foods we can eat to provide those nutrients that we would otherwise gotten from dairy products. This here is lunchtime, and I am making black bean tostadas. I'm using black beans that I have left over from the previous night's dinner. So, they are seasoned with chimichurri and chili lime seasoning. They're very flavorful. I'm placing them on top of 2 corn tostadas. So in this meal, my grains are the tostadas. I also get some carb from the black beans, and the black beans serve as my protein as well as the cheese. So you'll find that a lot of foods have a little bit of overlap with the food groups. The cheese is a dairy serving, but also protein. And I have veggies from the romaine and the salsa. I had a bowl of frozen mango there that will be considered my fruit serving at this meal. Now, later in the day, I did have some sliced apples for my snack. And then this is evening, so now I'm cooking dinner for my family. Salmon will be our protein at this meal. When I bake salmon in the oven or when I grill it, I like to season it pretty similar every time. I first like to drizzle olive oil over the top. Then I like to take a lemon half and squeeze fresh lemon juice on top of salmon. And then I also like to season with dried dill, or if I have fresh, I'll use fresh. Usually I just have dry. And then I'll also add some kosher salt. And lastly, I'll add some black pepper too. My grain for this meal is orzo. Orzo is a small pasta that reminds me a little bit of rice, but the grains are larger than rice, and they're made from flour just like other pastas. But this is one of my favorite side dishes to serve with salmon or any kind of fish. So I saute the orzo in a little bit of butter first. And after it starts to brown, that's when I'll add chicken broth to cook it for it's about usually 20 minutes that it needs to simmer. My vegetable for this meal is going to be freshly blanched broccoli. So I'm going to be putting it in boiling water, but I'm only cooking it for about between 3 and 5 minutes to give it a quick cook. I don't want to lose too much nutrients in the water, but I still want it to be a little bit more tender than raw broccoli. The flavor is also better, in my opinion, when you either blanch or steam the broccoli. My salmon is done baking, so I just pulled that out of the oven and I'm putting another fresh squeeze of lemon juice on top. My broccoli is done, so I drained it. It's looking very nice and bright green. So for this meal, my protein is the salmon, the orzo is my grain, and the broccoli is my vegetable. I did go ahead and eat some sliced strawberries for one of my snacks this day. So my challenge for you to go along with the plate method and this whole video is to compare some of your meals to the plate method. Check and see if you're getting all the food groups throughout the day and throughout your different meals. And if you aren't, try and incorporate some of those food groups that you're missing out on, whether it be at your meal times or at your snacks. And if you participate, please let me know. I'd like to know how it goes. If you go to myplate.gov, you'll be able to use some great resources that the website has. And there's a ton of information about the plate method and just general overall healthy eating and nutrition. You'll see that there is the plate method featured here on the front home page. And they feature all of the different food groups. You'll see grains, protein, fruits, vegetables, and also dairy. I'm going to go ahead and click on grains to show you what they have here, what kind of information. So first it does go over what grains are, the different kinds of grains, and also what foods are considered grains. You'll see a lot of other options on here, things you can click on and play around with to get even more information. It also shows you what a serving of grain looks like. So they call it an ounce equivalent. So for example, 1 slice of bread would be 1 grain serving or 1 ounce of grains. There's so much good information on here. So if you're looking to learn about nutrition, I do recommend you check this out. I'm going back to the home page. And just scrolling down, you can see they have a lot of other features on the website. There's even an app you can download and put on your phone. And now if you are looking for something more specified for you, some personalized recommendations, you can actually create a My Plate plan. And you can just put in your age, your gender, your physical activity level. And if you put in female, it will also ask if you are pregnant or lactating currently. You'll also need to enter your height and weight. Now, this is a good feature on this website. However, just keep in mind that working with a dietitian one-on-one, you'll receive more accurate recommendations. This is very generalized. I do find that they do tend to overestimate calorie needs a little bit, but it can be a good place to start. So I'm going to go ahead and put in an example of what you might get if you filled this form out. So I'm going to put in for gender, male, age 50 years old, 170 pounds, and a height of 5 feet 10 inches. And then for physical activity level, I'm going to put in 30 to 60 minutes per day. And you'll see it's estimating this person would need about 2,600 calories per day just to maintain their current weight. So if you were looking to gain weight, you would need to add additional calories, or if you wanted to lose weight, you would want to decrease calories. Now, if you scroll down, you can find your calorie level, and also under your age, I'll click on, the calorie level, 2,600 calories for 14 years or older. And then you'll see that this takes you to the page that shows you how much of each food group it is recommended you eat every day. So for example, for fruit, it says to eat 2 cups every day. And then underneath that, it shows you what 1 cup of fruit looks like. And then you'll see there's recommendations for protein, vegetables, dairy, and grains as well. I do want to show you some other features on myplate.gov. If you scroll down from the homepage, you'll find that there's some information on healthy eating on a budget. And I really like this because it can really be a barrier to try and eat healthy while also following a strict budget. And there's also, like I was saying earlier, they have some apps you can download onto your phone to help you meal plan or even just grocery shop, and also to help you find deals nearby, and also find grocery stores near you that accept SNAP and EBT benefits. To find recipes, you can either click on Recipe of the Month, or you can also scroll up to the top menu bar. You'll find the My Plate Kitchen. Here you're able to save favorite recipes, look at videos, and it would be helpful if you create your own account. You can log in and save the things that you like. And also it would also be helpful if you're going to create a personalized plan. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something new about nutrition. And if you enjoyed it, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. And I look forward to making my next video.